Good afternoon, Facebook Live. This is Kimberly Adams Mann of the Adams Mann team here at Shore West Realtors. And as promised this morning, I am going to be live today from 3 to 4. Market update that I wanted to talk about today and give you what's going on in southeastern Wisconsin here. So a couple of things. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday at church, and he was asking me what's going on in the market, how things going in business, etc. I told him this year has been really different from previous years. This year has been really strange. It hasn't been so many transactions, but they've been going so quickly. Because in the springtime, what we saw sellers able to write their own ticket. They could do whatever they wanted. They could say whatever they wanted. If somebody didn't like something about their property, they just said, okay, too bad, then you can leave and I'll get another buyer. And the reality was we did. And very different in the fall, this fall. The market kind of slowed down, but it didn't so much slow down as buyers went, you know what, some buyers just gave up. They said, I'm just going to wait till next year. I'm not going to buy this year. The buyers who didn't give up, who said, you know what, that's okay. I'm willing to wait for the property that's right for me. They're still out there. They're still buying, which is great. But they are a little bit pickier. They're not jumping on every opportunity. They're not assuming that just because something comes on the market and it's a good price that it is the best fit for them. However, what we did see is we saw that the market has taken a little bit, it's shifted this fall. And now we're in what I would call a more balanced market. So part of the market that's been really interesting this fall, as I was saying, Carol, since you probably didn't catch the first part, is that the market has absolutely slowed down a bit and has not necessarily, it's not going as crazy. There also aren't as many houses for sale though. So not only are there not as many buyers in the market, that's dropped dramatically. There also are not as many houses for sale because a lot of sellers also got tired of waiting around. Some people, their houses were expiring. They weren't, because they weren't dropping their price when they needed. But market update wise, the southeastern Wisconsin is still trending at a really good sale to assessed. The sale to assessed right now for southeastern Wisconsin is still 124%, which means if you take your assessment and you times it times 124%, that's what the average house is. Now, if a house has a defect, or if it has something not quite so good, or a little substandard, or maybe those hardwood floors need to be refinished, things of that nature, definitely that's something to consider. And that is going to devalue the property below that 124%. We are also seeing some trends, however. The houses that are flying off the market, the houses where people are really wanting right now in southeastern Wisconsin, are either one of two categories. One category that's become all of a sudden really hot recently has been that 125 up to 200 category. Quite a bit of activity in there. So if your house is worth somewhere between that 125 to 200, that's a really good time to be considering listing your house, because it's right in that sweet spot of what people are looking for. It was a while ago that a first-time home buyer was probably looking for something around 100 or 125. Now, the other thing that we want to, the other, so to speak, sweet spot would then be for those move-up buyers. Most move-up buyers are looking for something between 3 and 350. Not all of them. So, but that's the trend that we're seeing in the market right now, is a little bit of activity in that 3 to 350 range, and a lot of activity in that 125 to 200 range. So definitely something to keep in mind. So let's see, what else is going on in the market right now? Let me think. Oh, so there's a couple of different municipalities that if you live in these municipalities, you are going to see some higher days on market. So Twin Lakes and Summers are really a little bit higher. You're looking at probably a 2 to 3 month wait if you own a property in Twin Lakes or Summers. The days on market for those two areas in the last month were a little bit higher than normal. They were around 70 days on market as the average between those two, and that's a little bit higher than what we've been seeing in previous previous times. The cities of Kenosha and Racine, those were actually both trending very much towards the 35 days on market as a very typical. So you're looking at anywhere from a month to 2 months till your property gets sold, if it is priced right. So we have Kenosha and Racine that are at about a 35 days on market. We have Summers and Twin Lakes that were both right around the 70 days on market. So what are the areas that are really low days on market? Well, probably not a really big surprise, but Union Grove in Racine County is one of them. Their days on market were less than a week, pretty much. That means before they get an accepted offer. That doesn't mean that they are getting that accepted offer and closing in a week. No, what it means is that they've gotten that accepted offer within a week. So right now, Union Grove is really hot for that, and Genoa City down on the far end of Kenosha County. So over by Lake Geneva, essentially. So Genoa City and Union Grove have the two lowest days on market. So if you are shopping in those areas, do not be surprised if your house that you're wanting disappears within 2 to 3 days, because people are snapping them up. So we had 460 sales in the month of October, and I've gone over the days on market. Oh, the average sale price. The average sale price for the month of October was $209,000. So I told you that right around 125 to 200 is a really hot price point. Well, some people are, and then you've got the price point of 3 to 350 also as a kind of little bit of a hot spot as well. Well, 209 is a pretty average number when you've got those 2 points as hot spots. So those are, the average price is 209, or was 209 for sales in October. So we covered days on market, we covered sales, we covered sale to assessed. I'm going to do more about sale to assessed later on. And now I'm going to just shut up and be quiet.